As we went into this football season, we knew we're going to need to be flexible, that things could change quickly, and that's exactly what happened for us this past week. Really excited about playing one of the best teams in the country and here at home and all of that. But once the decision was made by the league, we moved on quickly to Iowa, and that's exactly where we are right now. Our guys have done a great job of, this COVID virus is affecting us everywhere, and our players have done a good job. We've been lucky, and our players have done a good job too of just trying to do what they can to just, keep our team as safe as possible. But as far as the weekend, we came in, we get tested every day, so that protocol didn't change for us. And we met on Iowa, and we've been on Iowa ever since. It doesn't take an awful lot for us to get fired up about playing the Hawkeyes. They embarrassed us here the last time we played at home. Last year we played them a lot better, but we still haven't been able to get a win for a period of time. They have a program that's been competing for championships for a long period of time. So it'd be a big challenge for us. For our team, though, we had a couple bumps and bruises, and hopefully this time by not playing will allow us to get healthier. We'll need everybody, all hands on deck this week. Iowa right now is, of course, on a 4-game winning streak. We have some common opponents, but they're playing, very good football right now. And last time we played our best football. So looking forward to the challenge this week. Take your question.
Okay, thanks, Coach. We'll open up with Robert Rosenthal, Jeremy Werner, you're on deck, and Joey Wagner in the hole. So go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, Coach, I guess I was curious about the specifics of Friday and Saturday once the game was canceled. I know the staff can move on to that. Did you give the players time off, or did it give you additional practices? How was that handled Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
No practices. Yes, the players had time off. We came in, we met a little bit, and then we moved on to Iowa. Yesterday was their weekly day off, so we're right back on our normal routine that we would have if we had played a game Saturday.
So in a sense, the players get kind of almost like a bye-week like break, like would happen in a bye week in a normal season?
You can say that, yes.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, Jeremy, you're up. Joey Wagner on deck. Scott Beatty in the hole. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Lovie. I'm just wondering, what was the communication like with you and Josh and obviously Ohio State throughout the week, and when did you finally learn about the cancellation?
Well, we knew that, word started looking out that they had some positives in their program, and of course, all the way up, for their head coach. So we were a part of, I don't know exactly what day now. It seemed like that was about 3 weeks ago. We kind of moved on, but of course, right before a game, there's testing that goes on before 11 a.m. Game. We have Friday evening testing to see if everyone is clean. So by that time, it started looking out that there were some problems. And late on that night, a little bit before we found out that the game was canceled.
And just, you mentioned the players, how they've handled this pretty well. Just what has the emotional roller coaster been like for your guys, and how have they stayed on task throughout this?
Well, I don't know if there's an emotional roller coaster. As I said earlier, we've been in this situation since we got back in June. Things have changed. We've been playing. We've been practicing. No more practicing. We have to pause, start back up. So our guys have been going through this. And we knew as we started the football season that teams could have some positive where they wouldn't be able to play. We could be one of them. So we tried to prep the guys as much as possible early on. So the guys, they were excited about playing a game. It's hours before we played. So you're ready to play football. Then we say, hey, guys, there's no game. Immediately, you start moving on to the next week. So that's how we handle it. The players, I thought, handled it well. And when you're playing conference opponents, you don't have time to think about what's happened. We won a few games a while back. We moved on from those. And as I started off the conversation, this team that we're getting ready to play beat us 63-0 a couple of years ago. So it's easy to move on.
And I guess, obviously there's been challenges of pulling the season off. What's been has this been worth it for you guys? Like, what have you guys gotten out of playing this season, even though it's been a little messy?
We're getting a lot. I mean, we're able to play football this season. Not as many games, but we're playing football. We're practicing football just like we would be any other season. There's some protocol that we have to go through daily, but that's been a part of our routine for a long period of time. So nothing is really changing for us. Once you get past that, the protocol we go through each day, now it's just football. And for us, we're on a 2-game winning streak, and we're excited by the possibility of getting a third win. That's what, all of our thoughts are just concentrated on that.
Thank you, Lovie.
You're welcome.
Okay, Joey Wagner, you're up. Scott Beatty on deck. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, Lovie, when you look at this Iowa team, what is behind their 4-game win streak? What are you seeing that they do well, and what kind of challenges are they going to present?
Well, I think they would say that their blueprint for winning is what they're doing now. They lost a couple of tough games early where they could have easily won both of those games. But what they're doing offensively is a ball control offense. Is probably the most traditional football team we played. I'm talking about as far as, they huddle. They have a fullback on their roster, maybe similar to Wisconsin. And on defense, they've been playing the same defense for a long period of time. I think they haven't given no one some stat I heard of, it's been a couple of years or something like this. It's been a long period of time since a team has scored 25 points on them. And they're sound special team wise. So their blueprint that they've used for how long has Carrick been there? Over 20 years. We see some of the same thing.
And then for you guys, you mentioned several times coming off the best game you guys have played. Was there any additional disappointment that kind of momentum had to take a week's break before just because of that cancellation?
No, I'm not going to say that we've lost any momentum. We played – last time we played our best ball. Since that time, we've had a chance to practice for a week. I would hope we've gotten better. We've cleaned up some things that we didn't do right the last time we played. And as someone mentioned earlier, it is a mini bye week. You have to pause each year. Traditional college football, NFL, you pause for a week for a bye. So, but we got a chance. Normally, that bye week, though, the difference is you're not practicing really that week. We practice doing ours. So it's all positive we go forward. We're excited about playing. As I said, hopefully we get a couple of injured players back and be ready to go.
And then my last one is you mentioned maybe an update on Alex Palczewski later on last week. Do you have any additional update on him?
Yes, we do. Alex Palczewski will have season-ending surgery is what will happen with him.
Thanks, Lovie.
You're welcome.
Okay, Scott Beatty, you're up. Colin Likas on deck. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, Lovie, I guess I'll follow up then on Alex. Just what's the disappointment in losing him, and the impact of losing him, and yet at the same time the job that Julian Pearl's done and stepping up.
Alex has been one of our best players pretty much since he got on campus. So when you lose a player like that, it hurts an awful lot. He's been a team captain. He checks off every box as you're judging a player, grading, analyzing, evaluating a player. But he'll be around in a different way. But with that, we realize that injuries can happen to anyone at any time. And you get a chance to see your depth. Julian Pearl has played now for a couple of weeks and has played very good football. So now we all kind of know what it is. Alex will come back as strong as ever. But in the meantime, we'll keep carrying on with Julian leading way.
If I could divert for a moment, there was a lot of attention given to Vanderbilt over the weekend with a female kicker she got a chance to do a kickoff. Any thoughts on that? Historic, at least for Power 5 conferences.
Yeah, I think it is. I have 4 granddaughters, and they're all athletes. I think it's great for them to see, and they love football. So I think it's good for them to see someone that looks like them out there playing football in what has been a male-dominated sport. So it's great to see her kick. I didn't get a chance to actually see it per se, but I think it's great. Just a matter of time.
Do you think you'll tap Janet Rayfield's shoulder anytime soon?
Anytime. We're always looking to improve our ball club. I think Janet knows that, but absolutely, it's just a matter of time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Colin, you're up, and then Marley on deck. Go ahead, Colin.
Lovie, I know you spoke a little bit about the loss to Iowa in 2018, but I know last year as well, a close loss, and Brandon got hurt during it. Do you feel like there's any extra motivation for the upperclassmen on this roster, especially playing a team like Iowa, that there's just kind of been trouble defeating, as you've said, in the recent years?
Absolutely. And you're right. We realized what happened last year. We played better there last year. We had our opportunities. It was a physical football game. But still, our upperclassmen have not beaten Iowa since I've been here. So that has to give you added motivation. Absolutely.
And then you gave an update on Alex. Any update on a guy like Tariq Barnes? And also, I know you mentioned momentum not really being stopped by the game being lost last week. But did some of the guys who are maybe banged up a little more but who aren't out for the season kind of progress a little better because of this off time as well?
Yes. Whenever you can miss a week of activity, that helps your ball club. But we had a few guys that were bumped up. It was going to be close on whether they can make it or not. An additional week should help. We'll see as that plays out this week. And Tariq Barnes also had season-ending surgery last week. So he'll be out for the rest of the year also.
Thanks, Lovie.
Welcome.
Okay, Marley, you're up, and then Alec on deck. Go ahead, Marley.
Hey, Lovie. Iowa's 4th in the nation for takeaways. You guys are 6th. How do you approach a game like this? Is it going to be maybe a little bit of fun to have a little bit of a turnover battle on both sides?
Marley, I see us that way each game. I didn't know exactly where they were. I just know that we go into every game. Our number one goal that we would like to achieve is to win the turnover battle, turnover ratio, and that's offense with ball security. Last time we played, we had excellent ball security, didn't have a turnover. And defensively, we always start. It's about a 3+ game. Traditionally, that puts you in position to win. So that's what we do going in, and you're always competing. It's always our defense trying to take the ball away more than the opponent's defense. And it's, of course, our offense, trying not to have a turnover at all. That would definitely be the case this week.
And is that an exciting challenge for you guys? And do you feel like it might be one of the biggest tests to see where this defense is at against, another strong defense?
We want to play our best defense. If they're taking the ball away, fine. This is, no matter who we're playing, this is what we have to get accomplished. This has been in our DNA for a long period of time, and nothing's going to change.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Okay, Alec, you're up, and then Matt Stevens on deck.
Hey, Coach. It's senior day this Saturday. Can you just kind of explain how much the senior class has meant to your program? I know it's the first class that you probably really recruited and have known for the longest time.
Well, it's kind of hard to just, kind of sum up what all they've done. As you mentioned, we've been together for a long period of time, gone through it all. A lot of tough breaks and a lot of rewarding moments. I've seen them grow. I've seen them, get to campus and not know where the first class was to now. We have a senior leadership group that's just outstanding. You're right. This is our group that we really believe in. They've set the tone for Illinois football for a long period of time. So there's no way you can really thank them, but you just hope and I know that they've had a great experience while they're here. But as I talk about these things, there's some things that we haven't accomplished. This group has not accomplished. Our next two opponents we haven't beaten in our time together here. So this week it'll be neat to acknowledge them, but the way we can really send them off the right way is to get them their first win against Iowa.
What does, you said they've set the tone for Illinois football for the future. What does that exactly mean?
I mean, it'd be hard for me to tell you every little detail on what that means. How we do things in general. When I say they set the tone, they're an example of how we want to do everything on and off the football field. That's what setting tone means for me.
And then obviously it's going to be a weird celebration of senior day with very limited fans in the stands. Obviously most of them are going to be family. Do you know if the families are going to be able to greet the players on the field like they normally would? And how different do you think this might be for some of your seniors?
This year in general is different. So I think everybody realizes that. So everything that we have would be different. No, the parents will not be on the football field for any senior days throughout the Big Ten Conference. So that's different. But, again, this is a different year. To have your folks in the stands, I think, is big enough.
Thanks, Coach.
Welcome.
Okay, and then Matt Stevens, you're up.
Lovie, this is
Alexander on deck. Go ahead.
Lovie. Obviously, this is Kirk's 21st season at Iowa and 21st season as a head coach. I was curious what the level of respect for Kirk is and the rest of the league among your colleagues. And I know you guys have been on Zoom calls since June throughout this whole COVID deal. I have to. Is it a situation where if Kirk speaks, everybody kind of listens in the sense that I don't feel like he's much of a talker, but when he does speak, does 13 other coaches kind of pop up and listen?
I think we listen to everyone, whether you've been in the league 1 year or 21 years. But just talking in general about what Kirk Ferentz has done, I mean, he's an outstanding man, outstanding football coach. I've known him for a long period of time. We visit the university. When I was a head coach up north, we visit the University of Illinois with one of my sons, with Coach Miles right now. So we have a long history. I know what he's like as a man. I know what type of program he runs. He's an excellent football coach. So when you have a chance to compete against guys that do it the right way, that has won as many games as he has, you look forward to that challenge, and that's where we are this week.
And lastly, as somebody who is obviously going to be a big advocate for Jake Hansen at the next level, I'm curious as to when you were in the NFL, how much stock did you take into what a head coach would say about a player, his college head coach?
You put a lot of stock in it, and the head coach, his position coach, is people that know him in general. That's going along with what you've been able to see on video, and word gets out on exactly who a player is, what he's like on and off the football field. And as you talk about a guy like Jake Hansen, I don't have to really ask what everybody will be saying about him. I kind of know. You want a guy like Jake Hansen in any program that you have.
Thank you, Lovie.
Well,
Okay, Alessandro, you're up. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, just piggyback on the senior day this weekend, is it any sentimental that it's going to be your last game with the seniors? Just how is it, like I said, your last game with the seniors?
It absolutely is a day that can be emotional once you really realize what all, I've had a chance to be in a senior day as a player and been on numerous football teams where we've gotten to this moment. And it's emotional. Those a snapshot of so many things, so many games, so many experiences, so many people, so many teammates. And it hits you then. This is my last, when you get to senior day, this could be my last time. And for a lot of players, just not last time of putting on the Fighting Illini uniform, but the last time, last home game, or the last senior day, I should say, with this group. So yes, it's pretty unique once you get there, and because guys have gone through an awful lot to actually get here.